Hey guys, Mike Pittman, president of Connected Solutions Group, coming to you from my house, my home office here on a Sunday. Hunkered down like I'm sure everybody else is. I hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy out there. Um, Disclaimer, if you hear any dog bark or children or anything, obviously we're just hanging out here at home, so that may happen during this video. But I want to take a few minutes, just kind of update you guys on where we are with everything. We received, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for believing and relying on us, just hundreds of leads in the last 10 days or so. Just in the last 5-day work period alone, we shipped hotspots or connectivity to over 500 individual Verizon wireless business customers. And I'm very proud of what my team has done, just staying late, understanding that this is an opportunity to kind of make a difference and embracing it, working long hours and really aggressively getting out in front of this as much as we possibly can. That being said, we are still behind, over 100 open orders in the queue right now. And we gave the staff this weekend off. Management decided after essentially 14 consecutive days of everybody in production working, and it was optional, but knowing these guys, they're just going to keep saying yes. So we decided it was everyone's best interest to give them a little time off this weekend. So what we did from a management perspective is we really tried to assess what we've got going on from inventory. It's been impossible, quite frankly, for us to determine exactly what we have at any given time because we're out there ordering every hotspot that we can find on Earth. And then we've got orders going out, plus sales orders and quotes being made that aren't turned into orders, and it's just physically impossible for us to have a really precise indication of exactly what we have available from a hotspot perspective. So we tried to analyze that some this weekend. Now, also, we really have, to this point, leveraged a lot of stock that we had, and before it kind of became such a hot item or issue, we were able to secure a lot more inventory right out of the gate from kind of our usual sources. The reason why CSG kind of has a lot of hotspots and why we have access to a lot of this stuff is I've been working with Verizon reverse logistics since back in 2008, 2009, when they went to an auction format. And even before that, honestly, I knew the folks that were getting the devices before they went to auction format. So I just kind of have a good perspective on where this stuff kind of is and where they hide and where to find them. So we can track down a lot of this stuff. But, early on, it was easier, obviously, than it has been lately. And we are continuing to bring in a lot more hotspots. The prices are rising on us now that the secret is out that there is a tremendous amount of demand for these. So what we did with production resting is, as a management group and a sales org, we kind of revamped everything that we've got, looked at open POs of what's coming in, looked at what's in inventory, and determined a new price plan going forward, which will be kind of released on Monday. I guess I'll probably post it on LinkedIn. I don't really care who sees it. We'll blast it out to whoever we need to. Prices are going to go up a little bit, but we are still going to subsidize hotspots and in most circumstances below our cost. We're still going to try to bank on 6 months of activation wherever we can possibly get it, and obviously offer the customer the ability to just buy the hotspots outright if that's what they would prefer to do. We're also going to cost average these, right? So stuff that we've paid a lot higher for, we're going to leverage against stuff we paid lower for, and we're going to try to still provide lower cost options and higher end options and kind of everything in between. A couple small changes. We did add essentially every quote we send out is going to have a $5 charge for SIM card and insertion. You can waive that fee if you do not want SIM cards in the devices, or if you're able to provide SIM cards for the customers. I want to explain this. This is not a way to get more money out of anybody. The bottom line is, even SIM cards in large quantities like we would need, like ordering thousands, has become a bit of a commodity right now. The VADs don't have any. So we're having to go out through our wholesale channels and just track down SIM cards wherever we can. And SIM cards cost us between typically $3 and $4.50, depending on the size and a number of other factors, typically who's selling it. So the $5 essentially is going to cover our cost for the SIM, and then the action of actually loading those SIMs in each device, which in the landscape of what we're doing now, processing hundreds of hotspot orders a day, it adds a dramatic amount of time to the order. So if we can just get the hotspots in, test and sanitize them, get them back out on a scan sheet, that is a dramatically faster way than essentially kitting them up, simming them, and providing you the report. Now, again, we don't mind doing that. Just to be completely clear, in fact, that's going to be the standard procedure. It's just the hotspots are going to have an extra $5 charge to do all that, include the SIM and provide the report, which you have the ability to remove if you want, if you're able to provide SIMs yourself. So just wanted you guys to keep that in mind. Also, there really aren't going to be any free modems anymore. It's just not really possible. But if you have special requests, things that are healthcare and education, things that have a kind of an escalation type purpose for, management can approve that. The sales rep, your territory sales rep, can't. But all you do is submit something to them and say, hey, I'd like to see if I could get this approved. We've got 500 going to a charity or going to a healthcare for pop-up COVID-19 testing or something like that. We still want to do everything we can do to help, and we can and we will whenever possible. So submit that in. You can either contact me directly or other management team members or the sales rep and have them send it up to us, and we'll take a look and see if it's something that we can do. I want to be clear, guys, that I still believe our pricing is going to be drastically lower than what you're going to find elsewhere out there. We're still subsidizing hardware, which some people would think is crazy. With the demand that we're seeing right now, it would be awfully easy to just raise these prices up, and I'm sure we could get them, but it's just not in my nature. It's not, based on the landscape of what's happening out there. It's bigger than supply and demand for me. So, we're forced to raise the prices a little bit because we're not a charity and we can't lose money. But we are not going to drastically raise prices up. And if you've quoted things based on our old pricing, if you can indicate that to us and we take a look at it, again, these things are all can be approved if the right set of eyeballs are on it. But moving forward, the hotspots we're going to have a lower quantity of the 7730s and the 8800s, kind of the late and great models that everybody wants. Those are starting to dwindle. We have more coming in, but instead of like hundreds and thousands, it's like 200 there, 100 here, and they're kind of trickling in. We're going to reserve 7730s and 8800s for WBG customers, or particular healthcare scenarios in which maybe something newer is required. That's just going to be a blanket policy moving forward. All of the other models, and you'll see the full list, it's pretty extensive. The MHS series, the old Ellipsis, I know they're not known for being the best hotspots in the world, but we've really kind of put them through the ringer the last few days with our own SIMs. Just wanted to make sure we were comfortable selling these in the volume that we're going to have them in. and they do just fine for 95% of the purposes. Even the MHS 700, which is the first one, which is ancient, it only has band 13. It doesn't have band 4, so it's not XLTE. But we were testing it, doing homework, working even my email, doing basic internet surfing. I think it was getting like 18 up or something. It does fine, and with all the health, with all the education needs out there, it'd be a perfect hotspot for that. And we're going to price it accordingly, due to it not being the latest and greatest. But you're going to see availability on those ellipsis LTE only hotspots, being the overwhelming quantity that we have. But then we're also going to continue to get AC791Ls, 7730s, 8830s, 6620s, even like the 5510, and the Pantech 291L, and models like that are cheaper. They will be coming in. The nicer models will be coming in. It's just a matter of what we have at the moment, when we get your lead, and we're going to do the best we can to fill everything that we can. There is a chance that some of the models that we've quoted may not be available. I don't think it's going to be a drastic. We've really tried to keep a good pulse on that, so that our sales reps weren't offering you guys things that weren't there. But when the dust settles here, there may be some that we told an MHS 900 would be available that might have to ship to an MHS 815 or something like that could happen. And I really ask you guys to bear with us on that and understand that we really, really are trying to do everything that we can, to appease everyone. So we will send these updates out. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. These hotspots, whether they're gently used or new or anything in between, they have the full 1-year warranty. We have a very simple RMA process if and when any problems arise, which we expect to be at a minimum. We really hope that if they are coming with that activation, that you're working with us to make sure that we try to keep that 6 months whenever possible. And otherwise, guys, we're here to help. The rules are not law. If there's something that we can do to help a customer of yours in need that you feel needs to be escalated or approved, you guys know I'm always going to listen and see if it's something that we can do. And if we can do it, great. Beyond these hotspots, remember about our mobile command centers, which all of a sudden have really had a big couple weeks as well for obvious reasons. The MCC Mini, which is just basically a small cradle point router, lunchbox sized, with a very high gain antenna built right into the lid, can connect 164 users, gets incredible speeds and signal. All of a sudden people are realizing the need for things like this in this environment. The standard MCCs with your 2 one-talk line activations, just sold another 40 pieces for a unit over this weekend, that we have to get started on Monday. Another, really good time to, make sure the customers understand their options to protect themselves from things like this popping up again, which, seems to continue to happen right now in the world that we live in. So, work from home bundles. We had to switch off of the Enceo Skyus device, and we're now to the Peplink BR1 Mini, which in a lot of ways is a more robust kind of home routing device, and we managed to keep it at the same price point, $249 for the basically low-level enterprise-grade router, 2 patch cables, 5-port switch, and potentially even a one-talk phone. So every day we're trying to think of new things to do to work from home. We also have the one thing we can do free, guys, smart hubs. Those smart hubs, I know, they've had a troubled past, and then kind of known as a poor functioning device, but we had them reflashed by the manufacturer. We bought a lot a while ago, and they never worked right, and we kept fussing with them about it, and they took care of it on the last flash, and we've been testing them. We've had our team take them home and test them in different environments, and we've gotten really good results. So we're comfortable sending you guys these right now, and we'll do them completely free with activations. And we still have the Novatel T1114V home routers. We have a host of other enterprise grade home connectivity solutions. We have our mobile command center products, which are just drastically more affordable than other stuff out there in the market. And then again, we're going to do everything that we can do for you guys on the Hotspots. So this is running long. I'm at 15 minutes, but again, I just wanted to make sure if you had a few minutes to kind of understand the landscape that we're in right now. CSG is going to remain open. We feel like we're providing a critical aspect for this entire situation by helping businesses connect at home. And as long as we don't have any direct issues at the office, we're doing what we consider where we would usually have a quarterly clean, what we call a deep clean. We're doing it every week. We have extra cleaning happening all day, every day at the office. We're screening our employees, making sure everybody is healthy. And we're going to stay operational as long as we don't have a threat directly in our office. And for Central Virginia, thankfully, has not been affected too dramatically yet, knock on wood. But again, hope everybody is staying really, really safe out there and healthy. We're honored to be a part of your response in this. We feel like this is kind of a partner's time to really shine, and we happen to just due to myself and Patrick and a couple guys on our team that have dabbled in the data device, consumer grade data device space for a really long time. We're kind of have a unique opportunity to help you, and we intend to, and we're going to keep grinding at it really hard. So thanks a lot. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and we'll make sure to get the new pricing and everything with some rough inventory numbers over to you very quickly this week. Thanks.